Allah, you're the source of life and you're the source of truth. To obey you I strive and my aim is pleasing you. Allah, you are the only one, your promise is always true. You don't need anyone, but we're all in need of you. And I sincerely pray to be among the ones you love. And until my final day, I say in all my prayers, Raditu.
Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praise and thanks are due to Allah, and peace and blessings be upon His Messenger. Welcome to a new episode of our daily show, Discovering Islam. Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyya, a scholar of Islam, said, Islam is all about morals and behaviors, or akhlaq in Arabic. Whomever has more morals is the one who has more faith. A true believer is the one who shows Islam in the best way with his actions to others. Through this moral conduct, many around the world entered Islam influenced by Muslims' morals. We still see examples of this type of da'wah by example. For more about this, we are pleased to meet our brother, Mr. Cecil Hill. He's a technical manager at a health company. Welcome and thank you for joining tonight.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you. May you introduce yourself to our viewers?
As you said, my name is Cecil Hill. I've been in Kuwait 7 years. Okay. For the last year, I spent in Saudi Arabia, and I've just returned back about 10 days ago.
Wow. Okay. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And you are from United States?
Yes, I'm U.S.
Wow.
American.
MashaAllah. Ameriki. May you what was your first encounter with Islam?
2006, when I first came to Kuwait, I would wake up about 3:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and just before the Adhan,
Fajr.
and I would become curious. I became curious. What is this? Why is this? What is this call? What is this? And that led me to ask people about it.
How you felt about it? Was it? Were you comfortable about it? Were you bothered by this?
I wasn't bothered by it. I was curious. I was curious. And I was curious enough to want to ask people about Islam. I was curious about what's inside of the mosque.
Yeah.
I wanted to go in to see what I was curious. Well, I was just curious,
okay.
yes. Allah was guiding me, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. What image you had about Islam and Muslims before that?
Well, before that, the only images were from Western media, I have to say.
Yeah.
And it wasn't all positive.
Stereotyping.
Yeah, it was more associated with people that wanted to do bad.
Wow.
I have to say. But I didn't give it a lot of thought. It didn't faze me. It didn't affect me or one way or the other.
What happened next that attracted you to Islam?
Like I said, hearing the Adhan, and then meeting others that were good Muslims, okay? Good Muslims. You can tell something about a person's heart when they're a true believer. And I was fortunate enough, blessed by Allah, to be around good Muslims. And that made me even more curious or attracted to the religion.
MashaAllah. And when exactly did you made up your mind and decided to be a Muslim?
After asking some co-workers, okay, about the religion, and they would tell me some things. I was in a library one day, and there was a book laying there, and it caught my eye. And the book's title was Jesus, prophet of Islam.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And of course, I said to my a prophet of Islam, how could that be?
Yeah.
So I purchased a book and I read the book, and it opened up a whole new world to me. It explained what the truth really was about the Bible, about Jesus and his gospel, his true gospel that was hidden from many of us. And that made me want to know even more.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. What Islamic values or behaviors that are the nearest to you or influenced you to accept Islam?
I think the value of your intention. Your intention.
Uh-huh.
We are judged based on our heart and what our intentions are toward others or toward the world, period. And for one to be connected and close to Allah, to me, your intentions have to be at a level that's you consider good.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Without that, there's a difficult path.
Yes. So you have the correct niyyah, as we say, for everything you do, that you are doing this for the sake of Allah.
Yes, and for goodness sake. Yes.
MashaAllah. This is a continuous struggle for everyone.
Yes.
Because this life sometimes can be very difficult.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
But this helps.
But since Islam is not difficult, not really.
Subhanallah.
Not really, because you know it all comes from Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
So what difference does it make?
Exactly.
It's all coming from Allah, it's all good. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Can you describe your feelings right after taking your Shahada?
I felt anticipation, not knowing what was to come. Okay. So I was like, okay, what's next? You know, well, some people had said that when you do this, you're going to have trials and tribulations and that kind of thing. You're going to go through some maybe rough times. So I was thinking that in the back of my mind, but I was really just didn't know. You know, it's like a mystery. What happens next?
Let me jump in this and ask you, you had enough information about Islam before taking this Shahada? Or you consider yourself?
I considered I had enough information to know that this is what I wanted to do. But I prayed about it. I prayed. I said, I asked God to yes, to show what is the truth. I want to know the truth. I asked for the truth. And, you know, as a Christian, they always believe in the Trinity, right? Which is, for a Christian, is a very difficult concept to give up, okay? And this was one of the main principles that I had to pray about and to know the truth about. And so one night, excuse me for...
Sure.
One night, I woke up about 2:30. I remember this, 2:30, and I was just crying. Tears were just flowing. And I was just thanking Allah, just thank you, because what happened in this dream that woke me up is that I finally understood that that Allah does not share his essence with any of his creatures. Exactly. Now that's a very simple concept for many, you know, Muslims. But it's not a simple concept for Christians who believe that he manifests himself any way that he wants. Okay, so that was a revelation to me that just changed everything. Changed everything.
Subhanallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. How soon you informed your family, and what was their reactions?
I would say almost 2 years before I informed my family, because I was here and they were in the States. And my family in the States are very, you know, Christians, very staunch, dedicated Christians.
Wow.
And so I didn't know how they would receive it. So I would pray and I would ask Allah, let me know when the time is right.
To make it easy.
Yes, well, let me know when the time is right, because I don't know when the time is right.
Exactly.
2 years went by.
Wow.
And then it finally came into my spirit, okay, you let them know. Tell them. And when I told them, I was so surprised. I was so surprised because they accepted.
Subhanallah.
They said, we noticed something different about you. We noticed a light shining a little brighter. I was really shocked to hear that.
Subhanallah.
Alhamdulillah.
You had a close observer for your new change.
Yes.
Even if you didn't talk about it.
Yes.
MashaAllah. And what was the reactions of other Muslims around you?
They were happy. I mean, very, Mabruk, mashallah. I mean, they were just welcome. Well, yes, embracing me. Yes, they were so happy.
MashaAllah.
And yes, I'm glad they were.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So that was very positive.
Yes.
Supportive.
Yes, very much so.
you.
I was able to go to Diwaniyas where people talked about it and where they were good Muslims. And so I felt the warmth and I felt welcomed into the religion.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. So, dear viewers, we will go for our break with the idea that our brother, Mr. Cecil, was going to Diwaniyas after his Islam, and he was feeling part of the big family in Kuwait. Stay tuned. We will continue after this break. Welcome back, dear viewers. We are enjoying our conversation with our brother, Mr. Cecil Hill, and what he was doing after becoming a Muslim. He was visiting some Kuwaiti Diwaniyas. So what was their reactions for an American new Muslim visiting their Diwaniyas?
They were very excited. They would say, wow, we have an American here, an American, and we're international now, and that kind of thing. And they would share their experiences. And many times, though, they would talk in Arabic, which I didn't understand Arabic.
Exactly.
But I could still feel the joy they had inside.
The warmth of
Yes.
the meeting.
Yes.
MashaAllah. And what was the first Islamic worship that you practiced right after your Shahada?
This is going to sound so basic, but it was the fact of going into the masjid in Salah.
MashaAllah. This is
That
not
was
basic.
so new
Yes,
to me.
Exactly.
And to experience it inside in the line with everyone,
Yes,
but not feeling like a stranger,
exactly.
but feeling part of that.
Of
That was the first worship experience.
exactly.
And 3 months later, I was able to go to Umrah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So you finished Umrah. MashaAllah.
Yes.
And what did it feel to...
It's
If you can describe
it's
it.
indescribable. I mean, you feel gratitude, you feel joy. I mean, because you become part of a select group of human beings that are allowed to go to a holy place.
MashaAllah.
Not everyone is able.
MashaAllah.
So I was just humbled by the experience. That's the words I can say. I was humbled by the experience, and I was grateful that Allah would allow me to be there and to be guided by such a good, close friend that helped me go through it.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
What are your gains and losses
Okay.
based on the change you did in your life?
No losses.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. No losses.
Alhamdulillah.
Only gains. I would say more knowledge about people.
Alhamdulillah.
More knowledge about the truth of religion, the truth, the fact that Allah has given us messages all through the ages, okay? But we wouldn't recognize. And now, the last messenger has given us nothing but the truth. And what more could we ask for? Alhamdulillah, what more?
Yeah. Subhanallah. And I would say more bonding with people.
Well, let me put it this way.
Okay.
He's given me experiences where now I understand, or I can recognize better the believer, the true believer, and there's a difference.
MashaAllah. So you can, an ability that you can see through. I can somehow.
I can somehow.
Somehow.
I can
You
feel the
it.
heart. I can feel the heart, and
MashaAllah.
by a person's actions. I mean, you know, actions speak louder.
MashaAllah.
Right? Alhamdulillah.
Subhanallah. Well, MashaAllah, this is a very rare ability that people can be very sensitive to.
I had to learn it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Alhamdulillah.
I went to Medina over the last year. And in that experience, he taught me a lot. And he exposed me to a lot of different kind of people. And this
from
is
all over the world.
From all over.
Yes.
And you know, and this is where a lot of the learning actually occurred.
Subhanallah. How do you compare your life before and after Islam?
I appreciate knowing that there's a saying I remember from grade school, and it said, "Prepare for tomorrow by doing well today."
Wow.
And now I know the true meaning of what that really means.
Okay.
Because we as Muslims, we prepare for the hereafter
No.
by doing good today.
MashaAllah.
That's the big difference in my life.
MashaAllah. So you are working for a long-term goal.
I'm working for the sake of Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
In everything that I do, in the people I see or talk to or have relationship with, in the work that I do. Because now I realize more than ever, and even before I felt close to God, you know, I would pray and talk to God, but now there's a closeness that is unexplainable, except that you know all things come from Allah. And so you appreciate that in your heart. And so as long as you're doing everything for the sake of Allah, you should be on the good path.
MashaAllah. What makes Islam special compared to other religions?
It is one word, truth. It is the truth. And some other religions, unfortunately, have been
manipulated.
Yes, they have been. Man's own ideas have been incorporated, whereas in Islam, not at all.
Preserved.
We know it's all coming from Allah. It was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, and it's the straight truth. Alhamdulillah. That makes the difference in all the religions. It's a continuation of the message that's been given all through the years. Okay?
Exactly.
But now it's pure.
MashaAllah.
In its truth. Alhamdulillah.
Yes, Islam recognition of all monotheistic religions. It's just like an upgrade for one straight path towards Allah.
Yes.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
What is the most challenging duty for you? Challenging Islamic duty.
Right. I understand. That's interesting. I don't find any of them difficult.
Alhamdulillah.
But to be honest, I have to continue to pray that I can meet Salat on time every day.
Yes.
Okay, I still deal with that.
Exactly.
I mean, I'll be honest,
Yes.
alhamdulillah. And so I'm continually trying to fulfill that.
MashaAllah.
That duty, because I know that can lead to greater knowledge, actually, you know, and I want more knowledge so that we can share, because we have a duty to share it with others.
Exactly.
So in doing dawah and that kind of thing for others, I believe that praying for others, it happens. I believe it happens.
Alhamdulillah.
We may not ever know when,
Yes.
where, how.
Yeah.
But Allah hears us, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. We give da'wah to people because we believe what we have is so good that to be good Muslims, we should love to give the good for other people. It's not just for any other worldly or any other purpose that
Yes.
we think people might think about.
Yes.
It's just out of love to people. We just want to share the good that we have.
Yes.
And mashallah, you have it all. You are just summarizing things in your own way.
Yes.
And mashallah, this is very interesting. Dear viewers, we will continue with our brother, Mr. Cecil Hell, and his struggle trying to be better every day and trying to be a better Muslim by practicing better using Islam principles. We will see you after the break. Thank you. Dear viewers, welcome back. We are still enjoying our conversation with our brother, Mr. Cecil Hell, and he was able to impress me with the way he is summarizing things about Islam. Brother Cecil, what is the nearest ayah or hadith saying of the Prophet Muhammad that is the closer to your heart?
People would ask the Prophet, who is the best among us? Or what does Allah think is the best among
The
us?
sight of Allah,
Yes, in the sight of Allah. And he would say, the best of you are the best of those that are best to their wives. or to their wife.
Yes.
Okay? And that really hit home with me, because I thought, yes, this makes much sense. They're taking care of their family, they're building the family, and if you treat that person extra special as they are, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So that's definitely one. Another is, if you wake up in the morning and you find that you have shelter, you find that you have food, and you're healthy, what more can you ask for?
Exactly.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And my understanding of being good to your wife is because your wife is in your house, and maybe this is not in front of the eyes of other people. So this is your free time. This is when you practice your maybe authority as maybe the boss of the house, or the one who put food on the table. This is your own kingdom. And if you are good in this kingdom, treating people in the house and mainly your wife, then this is you have a better chance to treat other people outside your authority boundaries.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
And mashallah, you grabbed, and you are the first person that bring this to my attention.
Is it right?
Yes,
alhamdulillah.
mashallah. See,
Alhamdulillah.
everyone has his own perspectives, own understanding, and mashallah, I am learning too much in this show. Mashallah,
Okay,
from
alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
even though I was born Muslim.
Alhamdulillah.
Lakin mashallah, we learn from each other.
Yes.
Mashallah. How do you define Islam using your own words, your own perspective?
Total submission, if that's possible, to Allah.
Subhanallah.
Total submission. If you can let your body, your mind, your soul be all dedicated to Allah, and you trust Him totally to guide you in the way that His will allows you to go, alhamdulillah, you can't do any better than that.
Subhanallah. what do you want our viewers? Our viewers can be Muslims or non-Muslims. What do you want our viewers to learn or know about Islam through this show?
If anyone out there wants to know the truth about religion, the truth about God, about Allah, come to Islam. That's what I would say.
MashaAllah. So you are inviting people to come to Islam. If you can, as a person who is a truth,
Who is seeking the truth.
yes,
Yes.
a truth seeker, what is the best way to do so, to find about Islam?
Talk to other Muslims, read about it, research it, pick up the Quran and read it if you can, and they would just be surprised at what they will find out. That's all I can say. Alhamdulillah.
I would add
Alhamdulillah.
reliable sources to read about Islam,
Yes.
because you can find.
Yes, and I've heard that from my friends as well, because some of the books I would bring, for example, they would say, well, let me see who's the author of that.
Exactly.
Or where did that come from?
Yeah.
And I would say, any books coming out of Saudi Arabia that's, what is it, Dar es
Salam.
Yes, are generally good and truthful
MashaAllah.
and from good sources.
Yes, it's a trustworthy
Yes, yes,
center.
yes.
MashaAllah. Yes, because I remember when I was in the United States, I couldn't find reliable books. I'm a Muslim. I know. I looked into libraries, and books were really not about Islam, even though they were called Islamic and in the Islamic book section,
Yes.
but not reliable. Also on internet, you can find fake copies of Quran, fake books authored by, I would say, people who does not like Islam, non-Muslims.